Hello everyone, it's me again, Serenity Star. And today I would like to talk about video games again. I think some of you may have liked my last video games talk, ASMR style. So I have played a few more games, and I thought I would share my opinion about those games with you, whispering in your ear or speaking softly. I hope that's okay with you. So, I have played some more games. I love playing video games. I love playing video games, as you may have noticed. I have played Darkfall, Penumbra, Nancy Drew, The Mystery of Blackmore Manor, A New Beginning, Lucius, or Lucius, Alan Wake, Broken Age, Postmortem, and Jack the Ripper. Some of these games actually I haven't played until the end, but I started playing them, and after playing 1 or 2 chapters I decided that I didn't like them and quit playing. And actually I would like to start with those, because I want to tell you, just because I didn't like them doesn't mean that they're not good. For example, Jack the Ripper. This is an older game. You have to know that I play games that are older because I would like to play every adventure game ever made, or at least try them out, because I love adventure games. And since I haven't played all of them because I was very young or just didn't know about them, many of these games I've never heard of. So I went on Wikipedia and searched for PC adventure games. I think that was my search criteria. And then there came a list of all the games made in every year, and I wrote them down and I tried to find all of them. Many of them I haven't been successful in finding yet. On GOG or Steam, but I believe one day I'll find them. So, Jack the Ripper is a game that's older one, and I believe that the story may even be interesting, but I couldn't adjust to the gameplay. It's always hard to adjust to a game that's older, because obviously the gameplay is technically very different from the gameplay of today, and sometimes it's very hard adjusting to it. I've played a lot of games where in the beginning I had troubles, but then I could adjust to it, and Jack the Ripper was just a game where I couldn't. I played the first chapter, but then I stopped because I wasn't enjoying myself playing. I was just getting annoyed because you don't use the keyboard, you just use the mouse, and you click forward and to the sides, and many times I just would get lost because there were many things I wasn't able to see, and so I missed so many things many times, and so I quit playing it. But maybe some of you have played it and can give me your opinion about it. So that's one game I started playing but quit. Another one is Alan Wake, and I'm very sorry to say that actually, because I was looking forward to that game, because the critics were almost exclusively positive, and I was very interested in the story, and I started playing the game, and I thought the story was very intriguing. I got very curious about what was going on. You play an author, Alan Wake, and you get, in the beginning of the game, you get confronted by apparently characters from the books he's written, and he has nightmares, which I believe turn out not to be nightmares, but maybe visions or something like that. And in these nightmares he gets confronted by characters from his books that try to kill him, and then a sort of darkness comes up, and it evolves the creatures trying to kill Alan Wake, accusing him of a lot of things, and you have to kind of flash these characters, these book characters, with a flashlight to draw the darkness from them so that you can kill them. And when he wakes up, he's in a car with his wife, and they're getting on a vacation on an island. And his wife is very afraid of the dark. And when there comes up a strange woman in black who gives Alan Wake the keys to their house, and then suddenly she disappears, and it turns out that she wasn't the one supposed to give him the keys, but a man. So maybe the house they stay in isn't even the place they ought to stay. I don't know. Well, but they stay in the house and get ready, unpack and everything, and Alan just gets out of the house to have a look around, and suddenly he hears his wife screaming because all the lights went out. And then he finds himself in a dream again, and all these dark creatures appear again, and when he wakes up, he's in a crashed car. I don't know if he's still dreaming, or if he was awake at that point. But about that time I stopped playing, and I'm sorry, really sorry, because I'm very interested in how it goes on, and I even want to watch it on YouTube. I just don't enjoy playing it because I love adventure games, but I don't enjoy the killing stuff. And this is something that's my cat. And I don't enjoy killing in a game. If it's a bit, it's okay, but not if it's essential to the game, and in Alan Wake it is. It's like all the time, in order to be able to get forward, you have to confront enemies, kill them, and so on. And this is not the kind of game I enjoy playing. So this is the only reason I stopped playing it, because the story was very, very good, I thought, until this point. So if you are someone who doesn't mind a gameplay that way, or who enjoys confronting enemies, then this is totally a game for you, because it had a lot of suspense until this point. Okay, so then let's get to the games I played until the end, and one of them I'm still playing, so I haven't finished it yet. There was a trilogy I enjoyed very much. I really loved these games, and it's Darkfall. Also I had to adjust to the gameplay because it's also an older game. I don't know the year now, but technology wasn't that advanced yet. So you only play with the mouse, and you click forward and then he turns. And this is what I had to get adjusted to, because we were accustomed to using the keyboard to walk. If it's a first-person view, then you usually walk your character with the mouse, with the keyboard, I'm sorry. And or when you use the mouse, it's usually not the first-person view, but the third-person view. So you see your character and click where you want him to go. And so it took me some time to adjust, but after I realized that almost all the old games use this kind of controlling of your character. So you have to click forward, so your character goes forward to the left and he turns left. And I think this is a little annoying, and also you can get startled, because when you turn left and suddenly there's someone or something in front of you. But after some time I got adjusted to it, and when I got over this, I actually could enjoy these games very much. In Darkfall, you start the first part finding yourself in a tunnel, a railway tunnel. And actually you don't know how you ended up there at the beginning. But then you go forward and find yourself at a railway station hotel. And after a time it comes out that apparently your brother contacted you because he was working there for a firm that was planning on, I'm not sure anymore, I think buying this hotel to make something else out of it. I think a nightclub even, if I'm not mistaken. And so there is the brother of that contacted you, was like kind of investigating, having a look at the structure of the place and so on. And he apparently contacted you, but you don't know why or what he said. You find that out during the game. So you get there and find out that the place is apparently haunted. And yeah, there are also ghost hunters there, or were. You find traces of them who either are students and for their dissertation or something they are investigating the paranormal activities in this hotel. And then you find the guests of the hotel of I don't know how many years ago, when this hotel wasn't abandoned yet. So you go into every room and you find out secrets about the guests, and you hear ghosts sometimes or see some paranormal stuff. And I thought this game had really a lot of great riddles. It had mystery. I thought it was really very entertaining. The same thing with part 2. Part 2 is totally different from part 1. You are not the same person, and you are not at this hotel. You are at a lighthouse on an island somewhere in Britain, I think. And there were strange events in this lighthouse. And I loved this game very much. And I would tell you that it's a great game if it wasn't for the end or the non-ending of the game. In this game, you really encounter incredible things. You travel in time and stuff like that, and I thought that was very different from things I have experienced before, so I thought it was very interesting. But the ending, I can't even call that an ending. And I don't know why those game makers do that, because when you play a game like that and you have the adventure, you find out things, and there are so many mysteries and questions, and then at the end none of them are answered, and you just have no idea what happened. Why do they do that to us? I don't understand. I thought it was very unsatisfying, because after that I thought, how do I understand this now? What happened? What was this? I thought that was very, very frustrating. Part 1 actually didn't have a great ending as well, but it was kind of an ending. Better a bad ending than none at all. And then part 3, in my opinion, was the worst of the 3. It was okay. You were back at the hotel of the railway station from part 1. This is something I liked, because I like going back at places. I've been in another part of the game, but many years later. And you play a detective who failed to find a missing girl, and so he's trying to find that missing girl, and that missing girl is haunting the hotel now. The gameplay was kind of the same. You encounter even the same guests from part 1, but also this girl, and she kind of plays a game with you where she wants you to do things and find things. But also this game had no ending at all. It just seemed like it ended in the middle of everything. You had 2 choices to end this game actually, and I tried both, but none of them gave me any closure. So, as great as the games were, they had terrible endings, and that's what makes me kind of regret having played these games, because it made me so frustrated. I had a great time playing these games, but at the end I got very frustrated, so I can't really recommend these games, unfortunately. So to all game makers who may be watching this, as remote as the chance may be, please, if you make an adventure game, give us a good ending. Give us closure, please. So, that's To Dogfall. Then I've played Penumbra. It's also a trilogy, and I loved it because I'm traumatized by amnesia. I thought that Penumbra might be similar to Amnesia, and Amnesia freaked me out so much. I told you about that game in my last Videogames video, and I thought Penumbra might be like that, and I wasn't sure if I could do that again, but it turned out that it wasn't like Amnesia at all. So, it was similar because you had to hide from enemies and so on, but the enemies weren't nearly as frightening as the ones in Amnesia, and you could kill them, which you couldn't do in Amnesia. But you could kill them or just run away from them or hide from them. It was your choice. So in my opinion, they weren't needed. It would have been better without them, but that's just my opinion, because I'm not into this enemy confronting stuff. Not okay. But these games were very great. You are someone who never knew his father, and apparently your father died, and you receive a letter from him giving you a key to a bank, to giving you a key to I don't know, to a drawer in his house, I don't remember, with documents, asking him to not read those documents but destroy them right away. But since human beings are curious by nature, he wasn't able to do that. He read the documents and found out that his father was investigating something in Greenland. So he decided to go there and find out what his father was up to. And then in Greenland, he finds a hutch in the floor, in the middle of nowhere in the snow, opens it and descends into it. And he finds himself in an abandoned mine. And as soon as he gets down there, the wall crashes down, so he has to find another way out. And in these mines, he finds out that in the 1940s, I guess, so at the time of the Second World War, soldiers were stationed in these mines, investigating some kind of substance that apparently caused the inhabitants around the mine to hallucinations and a very high rate of suicide. So you have to descend further and further into the mine in order to find your way out. As little as this makes sense, since the way out is up and not down. So you might more strange things you find. You find a radio transmitter and a walkie-talkie, and you start talking to a guy named Red, who seems to have gone totally crazy. And he tells you to find him and save him because everybody else is gone or gone crazy. And you find strange artifacts everywhere. Excavation sites and so on. And so you try to find this red guy to get some answers and to hopefully find a way out with him. And on your way down, there are strange creatures, weird wolves or dogs, great spiders, huge worms, and things like that. And there are riddles for you to solve, places for you to explore, and everything is very mysterious and full of suspense, and I really loved it. And in part 2, you are still in the same mind, like the story continues. You are so deep in the mines now that you're not anymore where the soldiers were stationed, but much deeper in, where a company was exploring kind of the same things as the soldiers before. This kind of a strange substance causing hallucinations, and these artifacts they found all over the place, and apparently they found an ancient tomb. Which they were exploring. But then during the game you find out that apparently in this tomb some sort of virus was released, which turned the workers into some sort of zombies. Not really zombies because they were not walking dead, but they were kind of possessed by someone controlling their minds and made them into kind of controlled beings, and they were hidden in places trying to kill you, of course. Yeah, so you had to hide from them or run away from them or try to deal with them somehow in order to get forward. And in this game there is not Red anymore. I don't want to tell you why not, because I don't want to spoil too much. There is a woman, Dr. Swanson, I think, who asks you to save her because apparently she's the only survivor, the only sane survivor of this whole company. And at the end, what's inhabiting the tomb is totally unexpected, and I loved it, and I loved the ending, by the way. And then part 3 was, in my opinion, unnecessary. It could have been only part 1 and 2 and it would have been okay, because part 3, it all just happens in your character's mind, and I didn't really like it, I have to say, because there wasn't this exploring and getting deeper into things anymore. It was just you went through it looks like a Stargate, and then you were kind of teletransported to some place in the mine where you have to find a certain amount of special keys, round glowing things, and to find them, many times you have to solve annoying riddles, like pushing boxes, and there's kind of an electrical ball you have to get into some place to open up something, and it's all the time the same. So you find the keys, open another Stargate, get to another area, and the same thing over and over again with no apparent objective. It seemed to me, and in the end I was right. It all just happened in my head. And so part 3 was okay to play, but you could totally just skip it and end it with part 2. So, but I would really recommend Penumbra. Then I played Nancy Drew, Mystery of Blackmore Manor. Actually, I wanted to start from the beginning with Nancy Drew, but I couldn't find any other game. This was the only one I could find on GOG. But I hoped that I will be able to find the other ones too, because I really enjoyed this one. You are Nancy Drew, a 16-year-old detective, private detective, and you are summoned to Blackmore Manor to solve a mystery involving the owner's wife who became sick, and nobody knows why and what it is. And then you find out a lot of mysteries about the manor, like mysteries from the past. You'll find secret passageways, and so on. And I really enjoyed this game because of the riddles and the exploring things. I like mysterious things like that, where you find hidden passageways that lead to mysterious things from the past, alchemy and stuff like that. Mysterious runes. So I really enjoyed this game, and I would really like to play the other Nancy Drew games. So if you know where to find them, please tell me. My cat. Come here. Come. My cat's here. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Yeah. He's purring. Then I played Broken Age, which was okay, but nothing super special. You play 2 characters, but their fate is kind of connected. One is a boy living on a spaceship, supposedly a spaceship. He thinks it's a spaceship, on a mission to find a new planet where he and his people could live. Then a girl who lives in a village, and she has to sacrifice herself to a monster that comes once in 7 years, I think, to take maidens away as sacrifice so that he won't destroy their village. But she tries to defy this monster and succeeds, and then is the time where the boys and the girls' fate meet each other. But I don't want to tell you too much, because I don't want to spoil anything. And if I then I played Postmortem, and I didn't really like it. I mean, it was okay to play, but I think that the story didn't really round up. You are a private detective, kind of in retirement, though you're not old, but not wanting to work as a private detective anymore. But then a case comes up of a woman telling you that her sister and her husband have been murdered in cold blood in a hotel room in Paris. You're in Paris. Oh, my kid's so cute. And then you try to solve this, and there's a sect involved from the past, but the head of Baphomet that gives eternal life to whoever possesses it through a strange ritual. You find a ritual room, and all these things are great. The riddles with ritual rooms, I find this very exciting, interesting. But in the end, I don't know, the game wasn't well done in my opinion. So, not really worth playing, I would say. Just my opinion. Yes, and then let's get to the last one. The one I'm still playing, so I haven't finished it yet. It's called A New Beginning, from the same makers of Deponia, which I loved excessively. It's been okay so far, but nothing super special. You are, at first you play a scientist in retirement called Bent Svensson, and you, all your life, you have been researching a kind of blue algae as an alternative energy source. But you have been a workaholic, and your health has become so bad that you had to retire, give up your research. And then suddenly you switch to the future, where there's a group of people and the world is about to be destroyed by solar storms or something caused by climate change in the world, caused in the past. And in the past there was a power plant in the Brazilian rainforest that exploded and caused the climate to collapse, and the world was kind of destroyed. And in the future people have to live underground because the air is poisonous, and so on. And because of the solar storm, the world would be destroyed with no chance of survival, and there's nothing anybody can do. So they decide to travel to the past 1 week before that power plant explosion to prevent this from happening. Yes, and so they have to convince Ben Svensson to keep up with his work, because this algae of his is the solution to the power plants, the nuclear power plants. Even their time machines are powered by Svensson. They call this blue algae power source Svensson after its inventor. Yeah, and so you are at a conference trying to convince people of not implanting those power plants all over the world. showing them the alternatives and so on. This is where I am now. So it's a little environmental politics kind of stuff. It's okay so far, the riddles are good, but it's not spectacular. There are so many more games I would like to play, but I will tell you the games I haven't been able to find yet. Maybe, who knows, some of you could tell me where to find them. La Noire, or the Nancy Drew games, Agatha Christie, The Lost Crown, Murdered Souls Suspect, please excuse my cat, Schism or Schism, or The Mystery of the Droids, Necronomicon, The Cameron Files, The Omega Stone, Barrow Hill, Secret Files, Scratches, Darkness Within, Dead Reeves, Next Life, Sinking Island, Outery, Chronicles of Mystery. Yeah, that's it. And even I wrote down the names of the Nancy Drew games, apparently. The first one is Secrets Can Kill, then Stay Tuned for Danger, Message in Haunted Mansion, Treasure in the Royal Tower, The Final Scene, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. All these games are before The Secret of or Mystery of Blackmore Manor. I would really like to play them. So maybe you can help me out. Who knows? Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it relaxing. I hope it helped you fall asleep and to inform you in the same way. I know I have been absent for a very long time. I have been so busy. Please excuse that. When I can, I make videos. Yeah, so I wish you a very good night, sweet dreams, and hope to see you soon. I love you guys. Sleep well.